card,
card,
card.
card.
On my business card, I am a corporate president. In my mind, I am a computer programmer. But in my heart, I am a gamer.
On my business card, I'm a cooperative president. In my mind, I am a computer programmer, but in my heart, I'm a gamer.
On my business card, I am a corporate president. In my mind, I am a computer programmer. But in my heart, I am a gamer.
On my business card, I'm a cooperative president. In my mind, I'm a computer programmer, but in my heart, I'm a gamer.
Before saying goodbye, we exchanged cards and agreed to stay in contact with each other.
Before saying goodbye, we changed the card and agreed to stay in contact with each other. Before saying goodbye, we exchanged cards and agreed to stay in contact with each other. Before saying goodbye, we exchanged cards and agreed to stay in contact with each other. Before saying goodbye, we exchanged cards and agreed to stay in contact with each other.
2 letters and a card lay on the hall floor.
2 letters and card lay on Harper. 2 letters and card lay on Harper.
Ride,
Ride,
ride, ride, ride.
ride, ride, ride.
The truth is you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Life is a crazy ride, and nothing is guaranteed.
The truth is you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Life is crazy ride, and nothing is guaranteed. The truth is you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Life is a crazy rider, and nothing is guaranteed.
The knights ride the horses into battle.
The knight ride the horse into battle. The knight ride the horse into battle.
I will ride over tomorrow, and ask him to dinner on Thursday.
I will ride off tomorrow and ask him to dinner on Thursday. I will ride off tomorrow and ask him to dinner on Thursday.
Sheet,
Sheet,
sheet, sheet, sheet.
sheet, sheet, sheet.
I carry a small sheet of paper in my wallet that has written on it the names of people whose opinions of me matter.
I carried a small sheet of paper in my wallet that had writing on it in the name of the people whose opinions of me matter. I carried a small sheet of the paper in my wallet that had writing on it the name of the people whose opinions of me matter.
The teacher asked the students to take out a sheet of paper and a pencil.
The teacher asked the student to take out a sheet of paper and pencil.
The teacher asked the students to take out a sheet of paper and a pencil.
The teacher asked the student to take out a sheet of the paper and pencil. The teacher asked the student to take out a sheet of the paper and pencil.
She turned as white as a sheet and stammered, "Who told you?"
She turned as white as a sheet and stammered, "Who told you?" She turned as white as a sheet and stammered, "Who told you?"
Mad,
Mad,
mad.
mad. 정신 나간.
People are mad at the government for not getting jobs for them.
People are mad at the government for not getting jobs for them. People are mad at the government for not getting jobs for men.
The competitive boy acted like a madman when he lost the game.
The competitive boy acts like a madman when he lost the game. The competitive boy acted like a madman when he lost the game.
Rama is mad with rage.
Noma is mad with rage. Noma is mad with rage.
Mostly.
Mostly,
Mostly. Mostly. Mostly.
mostly.
Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of men as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is no safer in the long run than outright exposure.
Security is mostly superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do not children of the man as a whole experience it. Avoiding danger is not safer in the long run than outright exposure. Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature, nor do the children of the man as a whole experience it. Avoid danger is no safer in the long longer than outright exposure.
I mostly stay in my room when I'm home.
I mostly stay in my I mostly stay in my room when I'm home. I mostly stay in my room when I'm home.
The customers were mostly seafaring men, and they talked so loudly that I hung at the door, almost afraid to enter.
The customer were mostly a seafaring man, and they told so loudly that I heard at the door, almost appeared to enter. The customer were mostly seafaring men, and they told so loudly that I heard at the door, almost appeared to enter.
Tail.
Tail, tail,
Tail.
tail,
Tail. Tail.
tail.
How many legs does a dog have if you call his tail a leg? 4. Saying that a tail is a leg doesn't make it a leg.
How many legs does a dog have if you call his tail a leg? Per saying that a tail is a leg doesn't make it a leg.
We laughed watching the dog chase its tail.
We laughed watching the dog chase its tail. We laughed watching the dog chase its tail.
Shere Khan is all long tail and loud talk, like Mao, the peacock.
Shere Khan is all long tail and loud talk, like Mao the peacock.
Blink.
Blink,
Blink. Blink. Blink.
blink.
The story of life is quicker than the blink of an eye. The story of love is hello, goodbye.
The story of life is quicker than the blink of an eye. The story of the love, the hello, goodbye. The story of life is quicker the blink of the eye. The story of the love is the hello, goodbye. The story of life is quicker than blink of the an eye. The story of the love is hello, goodbye.
Try not to blink when I apply your eye makeup.
Try not to blink when I apply your eye makeup. Try not to blink when I apply your eye makeup. Try not to blink when I apply your eye makeup.
Suddenly his eye gave a blink, as if it had met something that either dazzled or shocked its pupil.
Suddenly his eyes gave a blink, as if it had met something that either dazzled and shocked in people.
Row.
Low,
Row. Row. Row.
low. Your hand. 손안 말다툼, 줄 세우다.
You have a row of dominoes set up, you knock over the first one, and what will happen to the last one is that it will go over very quickly.
You have a lot of the dominoes set up. You knock over the first one, and what will happen to last one is that it will go over very quickly. You have a lot of the dominoes set up. You knock off the first one, and what will happen to last one is that will go over very quickly.
The desks were organized in a row.
The desks were organized in the row. The desks were organized in the row.
The desks were organized in a row.
The desks were organized in the row.
When they were all sitting in a row on the top of the wall, they looked down and saw a strange sight.
When they were all sitting in the row on the top of the wall, they looked it down and saw a strange sight. When they were all sitting in the row on the top of the wall, they looked down and saw a strange sight.
Curl,
Curl, curl,
curl, curl, curl.
curl, curl, curl.
Music was my refuge. I could crawl into the space between the notes and curl my back to loneliness.
Music is my refugee. I could crawl into space between the note and curl my back to loneliness. Music was my refugee. I could crawl into the space between the note and curl my back to loneliness.
She has straight hair but likes to curl it when she has time.
She has strange hair but liked to curl when she had time.
Peer,
Peer,
peer, peer, peer.
peer, peer, peer.
We know how influential classmates, friends, and other peer groups can be.
We know how important classmate, friend, and other peers group can be. We know how important classmate, friend, and other P group can be.
Have a peer that sits close to you check your essay.
Have a peer that sits close to you check your essay.
Have a peer that sits close to you check your essay.
Have a peer that sits close to you check your essay.
His was an impenetrable darkness. I looked at him as you peer down at a man who is lying at the bottom of a precipice where the sun never shines.
His was impenetrable darkness. I look at him as you peer down at man who is lying at the bottom of the principle where the sun never shines.
Information.
Information.
Information is not knowledge.
Information is not knowledge.
The brochure provided us with a lot of useful information.
The brochure provides us with a lot of the useful information. The brochure provides us with a lot of the useful information. The brochure provides us with a lot of useful information.
This was gaining something, something to look forward to. Colonel Brandon must have some information to give.
This was gaining something, something to look forward to. Colonel Brandon must have some information to us to give. This is gaining something, something to look forward to. Look forward to. Colonel Brandon must have some information to give.
Weapon.
Weapon,
Weapon. Weapon. Weapon.
weapon, weapon, weapon.
Knowledge is a weapon. I intend to be formidably armed.
Knowledge is a weapon. I tend to be formidably armed. Knowledge is a weapon. I tend to be formidably armed. Knowledge is a weapon. I tended to be formidably armed.
Almost anything can be used as a weapon in an emergency.
Almost everything can be used as a weapon in the emergency. Almost everything can be used as a weapon in the emergency. Almost anything can be used as a weapon in the emergency.
Alexei Alexandrovich could not without horror contemplate the idea of a pistol aimed at himself, and had never made use of any weapon in his life.
Alexandra could not without horror contemplate the idea of the pistol aimed to himself, and has never made use of any weapon in his life.
Alexei Alexandrovich could not without horror contemplate the idea of a pistol aimed at himself, and had never made use of any weapon in his life. Spring.
Spring.
Spring. Spring. Spring.
Spring. Spring. Spring.
No winter lasts forever. No spring skips its turn.
No winter lasts forever. No spring skips its turn. No winter lasts forever. No spring skips its turn.
The flowers began to bloom in spring.
The flower began to bloom in spring. The flower began to bloom in spring.
The flowers began to bloom in spring.
The flower began to bloom in spring.
It was a cold morning of the early spring.
It was a cold morning of the early spring. It was a cold morning of the early spring. It was a cold morning of the early spring.
Ill.
Ill. Ill.
Ill. Ill. Ill.
Ill. Ill. Ill.
When we are well, we all have good advice for those who are ill.
When we are well, we all have the good advice for those who are ill. When we are well, we all have the good advice for those who are ill.
The boy felt ill and stayed home from school.
The boy felt ill and stayed home from school. The boy felt ill and stayed home from school.
You seem determined to think ill of him.
You seem determined to think ill of him. You seem determined to think ill of him.
Pear.
Pear.
Pear. Pear. Pear.
Pear. Pear. Pear.
I have 2 pairs of reading glasses.
I have 2 pair of reading glasses. I have 2 pair of reading glasses.
I found the perfect pair of shoes to wear with my new outfit.
I found the perfect pair of shoes to wear with my new outfit. I found the perfect pair of shoes to wear with my new outfit.
They look out of no face but, instead, from a pair of enormous yellow spectacles which pass over a non-existent nose.
They look out of the no face, but instead from a pair of the enormous yellow spectacles which pass of the non-existent nose.